By now, we all know who Emily Henry is. If you didn't, you wouldn't have clicked on this video. In my household right now, I have 5 books of hers, and I have read one, which is Beach Read. So in this video, I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna read her books for a week. My goal is to read 3 of them. I could read 4, I don't know. So I'm starting off with Book Lovers, and then I'll go with You and Me on Vacation, then Happy Place, then maybe Funny Story if we have the time. This will be major spoiler free. I think I will talk about some of the plot points, some situations that happen, some quotes, but like I won't be spoiling things. Also, yes, I said You and Me on Vacation. I don't know why, but the UK edition is You and Me, whereas the American one is People We Meet. I don't know. Just thought I'd let you know. I did actually even start that book at the start of this year when I was on holidays. So I started off this morning by reading You and Me on Vacation. Now, that book is supposed to be People We Meet on Vacation, except it just has a different title, but I'm pretty sure it has a different ending. However, when I looked it up, it says that it doesn't have a different ending. The book that they say it has different endings between the UK and US editions is Beach Read. I have been reading this book at really inconvenient times. Now I have a chance, I'm going to update you. So I'm about 50 pages in. There are people all around me. I went into this book mainly blind. I have not heard anything really about this book. I've heard a lot about Happy Place, I've heard a lot about Funny Story, but I have not really heard anything about Book Lovers, aside from a few things which I will tell you about. And to be honest, I really only got this book for this video, and it just so happened that one of my friends has actually read this book and she said that she liked it. That's a good sign, but also I've heard that a lot of people say that out of all of Emily Henry's books, what is that? It's my hair, but I've heard a lot of people say that out of Emily Henry's books, they do not like this. I've only read Beach Read by her, and you know, if this one is not the best, there's only one way to go, and that's up. I am liking it so far. I will tell you what this is about. Basically, Nora is a literary agent, Charlie is an editor. There's a little bit of tension between them because one of her clients' books he does not like. Anyways, she goes to this place called Sunshine Falls with her sister, and she keeps apparently running into Charlie. I think we can all know what's going to happen. Actually, we don't know. They could get together, they could just not. You know how typically in romance books, the main character is from big city, and then they come to a small town, and then in a small town, they meet a small town person, and it's really wholesome and cute and nice, and then they have like an ex who's in the city, who loves the city, who's really work-focused and disciplined. Well, that is Nora, the main character of this book. She is the ex, and she kind of has this thing going on where basically Nora has been through enough breakups to know she's the one men date before finding their happily ever after. Which actually, there's this book called Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and when people were saying that book synopsis, I was like, that sounds really familiar. I have to have heard this book before, because as soon as I started reading this, I was like, wait, I mean, in Just for the Summer, both of them are like that. I was wondering why that plot point sounded so familiar. It's this book. It's what happens with her. Let's play a game. Which famous American criminal that orchestrated killings is mentioned in this book? Twice. Charles Manson. Did you get it right? I just feel like it's really random that Charles Manson has already been brought up twice in this book. We're like only 50 pages in. My nails kind of match this a little bit. I really like the scenery of the town. She said it was a little bit like a western backdrop. One thing I will say though, rivals, Nora and Charlie, I'm not getting the rivals. They had a little bit of like an argument when they met the first time to talk about Nora's client and Nora's client's book. But then they like drank together, and now they're sort of emailing back and forth in a very bantery type way. That is not giving rivals. It's giving they disagreed on something, and it is not negatively affecting them in any way, shape or form. They've just disagreed and now they're talking normally. So rivals? I don't think so. Why does everything say rivals or enemies when they're just not? I'm also trying out this new face moisturizer. It's this one here. I got it for $8. I'll let you know what I think. That's all I have so far. I'm gonna read more tonight, and then I will update you in the morning. I just woke up. Let's do this. I read this, almost just gouged my eye out there. I read another 100 pages last night, and honestly, this book is okay. I'm not reading it being like, this is revolutionary. So far, I have not seen really like any quote that I've been like, that is amazing, that is magnificent, I need to underline, I need to tell you. It's just like, the American version of this cover is so much better than this one. I might go to this thing tonight, I don't know. The main character said that men loves bangs because her sister cut bangs for her. This is the author. Is this a self-insert. I fear I need to start being like that. I had standards and a life, and I wasn't about to let some man destroy it like it was merely the paper banner he was meant to crash through as he entered the field. This book is pretty chill. It's just, but like, it's okay. The conversations they have are fun. My plans for the evening involve reading this, finishing this, and then starting You and Me on Vacation or Happy Place. I know I said I was gonna read You and Me on Vacation first, but I might not. I might read Happy Place because I really want to actually read that. This one, I'm starting to get a little annoyed at the sisters because they keep calling each other sissy. It's getting on my nerves a little bit. How Charlie and Nora talk is they're very like sarcastic, and they're like never not sarcastic, and even if they're having a heart-to-heart, there's still that. I really do like the vibe of the town. I am utterly devastated right now. I didn't even tell you why Book Lovers is called Book Lovers. When she was a kid, used to always spend her time at the library, and then there were these cards in the library that book lovers recommend. The librarian like chose her to be one of the book lovers. If she loved a book, you got a little book lovers recommend card. I just slammed that down on my iPad. There's no cracks. Oh, and I suppose it would also be called Book Lovers because both her and Charlie like books. Love books, really. I mean, he's an editor and she wanted to be an editor, but now she's like a publisher, so. I'm up to chapter 19. I want to re-download TikTok and scroll mindlessly for hours, which I won't do, but that's how I'm feeling. And the thing is, there are so many things and I feel like I just don't care. Normally, I'd be getting annoyed. Essentially, they both like each other, but then they're like, no, we can't like each other. I feel like if I cared, it would get on my nerves a lot, but like, it's not really even getting on my nerves because I just don't care. It's just, I don't want to use the B word. I don't want to use it. It's a little boring. And at first, I didn't know if I preferred Beach Read to this. I 100% prefer Beach Read to this. I really love Nora's character. I also really love Charlie's character. I feel like they're such strong characters on their own, and I feel like they're both really interesting on their own. Now, I don't know if this is just me. Maybe it's because I don't really care about romance books because they just make me know. How many times can I complain about my singleness? Sometimes with romance books, I just don't really care because I'm like, that's never happened to me. But I don't know if it's just me being cynical. I don't know if I'm really feeling their chemistry. I remember with Beach Read that Gus and whatever the main character's name in that one was, I distinctly remember feeling their like chemistry. At least I think I did. See, I'm reading about this chemistry they're supposed to be having. Maybe it's just because they're normal people. They're just normal people. Normal people? I want to reread Normal People so badly. But also, look at my TBR. Literally look at all those books. So, is that a smart idea? No. I already read Normal People this year. But I really want to read it again. But I mustn't. And I have 2 more Sally Rooney books, so I can just read those ones and be okay with it. Whatever. Back to Book Lovers. I don't know. I just don't know what I'm feeling their like relationship. But I don't know if that's just like a me problem. I finished reading this book yesterday. It was called The 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hildebrand. And I could feel like the relationship between the main character and her like high school sweetheart. So I don't know how much has changed within like 24 hours of me reading this book and being like, I don't. Or maybe I am. Am I? I don't know. I'm up to chapter 23. Maybe they do feel like a couple. He's not some like crazy, powerful guy in a fantasy novel. Maybe that's why. But I'm definitely enjoying it more now. It's just before I was a little bit, things were like a little bit of a lull. See, at the start they were at New York, but now they're just spending all their time in this place. One thing though is that Nora is listening, she listens to like cityscape sounds. That's relatable. Also, you know what else we have relatable about me and Nora? Her sister said that she has no life. In other news, Nora's sister does take up a big part about this book. I mean, she's on vacation with her, but I do ship her with someone. And I don't know how I'm supposed to say this, but I do ship her with someone that is not her husband. Can I tell you who I ship her with? Shepherd. Am I the drama? I'm reading this book and I just want there to be drama. I want there to be something. And there's not. And I blame that book I read yesterday. What was it? The 5-Star Weekend? Yeah. There was just so much drama in that book. There was constant drama happening. And then now this one is just like, you know, I think I definitely need to read Happy Place after this because I feel like Happy Place, there is a whole bunch of drama. Because, you know, it's with all the friends in the beach house and they've got to be together because they don't want their friends to know they're not actually together anymore. Whereas You and Me on Vacation, I feel like it's just people, women on vacation, whatever. The vacation book. It's her and the guy. It's currently 9:18 p.m. and I have like that much left to go. So I don't know, maybe the relationship might start picking up. Maybe it might. Because also I really do love Charlie. I really do. I really like the things that he says. I really like the things that he does. I don't know. Are you kidding me? I had the chocolate one in my bag and it's gone all over my perfume. Look at that. That's disgusting. This is my lunch. I'm trying to be vague here, but things are not going very well. Things are just sad. But there is something that I think can be done to fix everything and make everything okay. And I'm hoping it happens, but also I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, that is delicate. I finally finished this book. It got to the point in the book when Libby revealed why they were at Sunshine Falls. I was annoyed, and my consensus is at that time that I didn't like Libby, and Brendan, even though I didn't hear much about him, I didn't like him. There's no other reason, but it was just a vibe. My mind flip-flops around because at first I was feeling very disappointed because the book was going into a traditional novel sense. And I just felt like because at the start they were making fun of so many romance books, I was just like, so you can turn on and just be one? I didn't like that. But also now that I've finished it, I'm happy. I'm happy with the ending. I'm happy with how everything panned out. I'm happy with it all. And also now I feel like I actually get their relationship, when before I was saying I couldn't feel it. Chapter 37 was my most favorite chapter of this entire book. Yes, it is the last chapter of the book. Absolutely loved the ending line of this book. Some criticisms I have, I feel as though this book was just slightly too long. Felt like it was, you know, dragging at some points. It got to a point where like I was ready for the book to be over. I don't know, am I being too mean? So the thing is sometimes I feel nervous about giving book reviews because my opinions can change, my thoughts can change. So especially considering when you're videoing it, you're capturing your opinions and it just solidifies it at a point in time forever. I would say that I enjoyed reading this book. I do not regret reading this book. I will read it again. I don't know when, but I can definitely 100% see myself reading this book again. Now, there was a part of me, and I'm just going to share this, even though I no longer feel this sentiment, but there's a point when I was reading this book when I wanted a few things to happen. And so it's kind of minory spoilish because I kind of tell you how the end of the book goes and also what I wanted to happen. I'm going to put a little timestamp up here that you can skip to if you kind of don't want any spoilers at all, but if you don't care, we can stay. So how the book ends, which I'm going to say it now, so if you're still here, please. In the end, Libby and Brendan, there was never any bad blood between them. Libby just needed a break. Libby just wanted to move away. They were fine. Their relationship was fine. That is not what I wanted to happen. When I was saying what I wanted to happen, it kind of did happen. I wanted Charlie to, you know, be with Nora, and I also wanted Libby to then work in the bookstore. And I just felt like that made sense. That is what ended up happening. And Charlie and Nora are together. This is kind of what I wanted to happen when I was feeling very cynical and I wasn't feeling very happy. I said, because I want pain, I don't want Nora and Charlie to be together. I want him to be with the bartender and I want her to be alone forever because I want it to subvert the typical romance storyline. I mean, I guess it's sweet because I remember saying at the start that she is the cold, uptight ex in all those romance movies and romance novels. The one that everyone is like, oh, they're so annoying. She's that one, not the main character that is really quirky and really annoying, but for whatever reason, everyone in the story loves her. But the reason why I wanted Nora to be alone was because I wanted to feel seen. See, I want to read about characters who end up alone. Also, I want to read about a story where there's just like no one. Because like what's actually going on in my life? Like why is there literally no one? Someone has put a curse on me. So you know how I had those cookies before? I had 3 of those cookies and I spent $21 of them. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, about how my love life is just plateaued and I feel like someone has put a curse on me to forever be alone because why am I not even getting any chances? It's not like I'm even turning people down. I feel like it's different when people complain about, you know, being alone, but they get so many offers, you know, they get people asking them to go out. No, my life literally crickets. And don't say it's because I don't know my house, because I actually have been. I've been going places. I've been venturing out into the wilderness. I spend more time out of my house than I do in my house. I feel like I'm ranting again. Why do I always come back to this topic? Anyways, let's get back to this because why am I ranting? Why am I talking about things that no one cares about? So I think it was really funny, but what I wanted to happen was there was this guy, I thought his name was Carpenter, and I was like, I feel like his name is Carpenter. I now know his name is Shepherd, but I wanted Libby and Shepherd to be together. Dump the husband and be with Shepherd in this nice house in Sunshine Falls because I feel like she wants to live there and I feel like she'd suit living there. Shepherd, no, it was alluded to Nora that someone else is going to make him happy, and her husband is to be kicked to the curb because I've decided that I don't like him. I said that I wanted Libby to work in the bookstore, not Charlie. That ended up happening. So, am I a psychic queen? Yes. Actually, let's talk about being psychic. I will be on a tangent, but there's so many things in my life, and it's just coincidences, but how many times does it take for a coincidence to be something? I think premonitions are real. It's currently storming where I live, but I really need the nice summer heartbreaking vibes. Great lines in this book, by the way. So yes, I'm very glad that I read it. Now it's time to read Happy Place in front of the fire because it is freezing. I've been ranting. Put a sock in it. So I'm currently 12 pages in and I have a stack of notes already. So I was like, okay, let's just tell you what I'm thinking before we get too far into the novel. Maybe I should just tell you about what this book is about, tell you what I know, and then as I know more, I'll let you know more. So there's Harriet and Win. Everyone are like, you're the perfect couple. It says here on the back that they're like bread and butter, gin and tonic. That was mentioned in Book Lovers, was it? No, it was Jim Martini. Never mind. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. If they ever break up, she's going to age terribly. Anyways, so basically, there's this group of people, and each year they go to a holiday house. But this time, Harriet and Win are no longer together. But they can't tell their friends that, so they're gonna pretend to be together. Then are they really even friends? I'm sorry, I'm only 12 pages in, so maybe I'm just passing off my judgment too quickly, but I'd like to think that if I had best friends... Okay, I do have friends, but I'm talking friends that you do everything with. So my friends I have now, I would so be able to tell them if I was no longer with someone. Anyways, my first impression of reading chapter 1. I just think that the writing is just so lovely. A cottage on the rocky shoreline with knotty pine floorboards and windows that are nearly always open, the smell of evergreens and brine wafting in on the breeze, and white linen drapes lifting in a lazy dance, the burble of a coffee maker, and the first deep pool of the ocean air as we step onto the flagstone patio, sipping mugs in hand. It's lovely. So it's like, think of your happy place. She's listening to a guided meditation, by the way. What can you feel? Sunlight everywhere. Not just on my bare shoulders or the crown of my head, but inside me too, the irresistible warmth that comes from only being in the exact right place with the exact right people. I crave that feeling. I crave it because I know what it feels like, and it's just so beautiful and wonderful. And I miss that feeling every single day, and I feel like I go through my life trying to get that feeling back again. But I'm really loving the writing in this book. I'm already liking it more than Book Lovers. It feels very strange to jump into one from the other, because you're kind of thinking about that book and thinking about this book, and I will get to a point in a second. Something I've noticed about the main characters in these two books, can't remember with Beatrix, I literally read that the other year, but something about them is that they kind of overshare. In this book, Nora, I remember she was talking with someone, but she randomly started talking about her parents and then just kept talking about them. In this one here, she's talking to an old man. The old man's like on the plane next to her, here for the lobster festival, and then she's like, my best friends and I go every year. I say, he nods. I haven't seen them since last summer. I add, he harumps. Harumps? Do you remember that show? It was like Henry Hufflemonster? Was it something like that? Hufflemonster. Who was the Hufflemonster then? We all went to school together, but we live in different places now, so it's hard to get our schedules to line up. And it feels very formal. It's a very formal sentence. I mean, I guess she's a doctor. What is she? No, she's studying to be a doctor. She's in her residency, which I know what that is because I started watching Grey's Anatomy. I was actually really obsessed with Grey's Anatomy, and then I just randomly stopped watching it. I was really excited for a second because I thought we were going to get a cameo. There is someone in this book called Kimmy who has why can't I speak? There is somebody in this book called Kimmy who has strawberry blonde hair. Libby has a kid, which we meet in the epilogue, Kitty, and it has strawberry blonde hair. I was like, hang on a second. It was so close to being a cameo. I'm gonna get back to reading this, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I feel as though some of the dialogue is a little bit not dialoguing. I've heard that a lot of people say that this book is infuriating because everything is to do with a miscommunication, and if the two main characters just simply talked, but obviously they're not going to. I'm going into this book knowing that it's probably going to be annoying. One thing about this author that I've noticed, does she have dimples? I don't know, but she keeps talking about that. Talks about dimples in this book. Talks about let me put the ring light on. Something else I completely forgot to tell you. In this book, she was like, oh, her hair's platinum like Jackie O, which Jackie O is from Kyle and Jackie O. Talkies? No, that's evil. That is actually evil, especially considering I can't find my blue Talkies anywhere in the world. I miss them. I'm gonna cry. Why do my nails also match this cover as well? Do you think I can get this book finished tonight? What time is it? It's currently 11:18. I feel as though I can possibly finish this book tonight. I know this is insanely unlikely, but I'm really hoping they can find a way to save the house, because what's essentially happening is this place that they always go to is being sold. So Surely they can find a way to save it. Okay, never mind. I just read the next sentence, which was, Dad's already got a buyer lined up and everything. So. See, the thing is, when you read books back to back, you start noticing when authors use the same word and phrases and even little character traits and stuff. She wants to tell them, but he is all like, no. I would just tell them. Like, is that just me? I would just say, actually, we're not together. Okay, I mean, I can kind of guess why you wouldn't, because they're literally, their friends are about to get married. So I suppose at this point, I guess it's too far gone. Like, as soon as you break up, you gotta tell them. I guess now it's a bit too late. Oh, so it's past and present timeline. I was just about to say, I wish that I got to see their college experience. I actually really do quite like past and present timeline. Sometimes, if it is done well. Australia. So maybe Emily Henry went to Australia because the mention of Jackie O, page 33, they're talking about murderers. They talked about Charles Manson at the start of this book. I'm starting to notice some parallels. He's the one who derailed our life together in a 4-minute phone call, but why? Why did he do that? See, I'm on page 41 and I fear that I'm not going to find out until the end of the story, but I want to know why he randomly broke up with her. Does she know why? Literally, there's going to be 4 people at this wedding, so I see why they're gonna pretend to be together now. They all have separate lives. They meet up once a year. So do they just like not talk to their friends in like the middle of the year? I think, yeah, my dream friend group would be 4 people because 6 people, typical cars are 5-seaters. So then one person just, you know, where are they gonna sit? 3 people, you've heard that saying. There's always a duo in a trio. And again, car situation, someone's always gonna be in the back. I feel like a 4-person friend group is great. That's what I'm gonna manifest. Please. Or I wouldn't mind being in like an 8-person friend group because then you need like 2 cars, but then it's more evenly spread out. And I want a best friend within the friend group, someone that I tell every single thing with. I'm going to try to not be annoying with this, but Wynn is described as having a spicy scent. Charlie, he's described as having, well, he's described as having lots of different scents, but spicy was one of them. The reason why she didn't tell them was because telling them was going to destroy our friend group. 10 years of history down the drain. Okay, so wow, so they've been friends for 10 years, in a friend group for 10 years, and it's interesting because in the past timeline, the guy was like, we don't date our friends. Actually, I kind of get it now. Maybe if I was 30, I wouldn't say anything. It's hard to say what you do. I get why they didn't tell them. Why am I contradicting myself so much? This is making me sad because they all have their different lives, and that's why she couldn't even tell them, because they just all have their different lives. No, I don't, that's scary. Okay, I don't even have, the reason why they broke up is because he said we were kids when we got together and things are different now and it's time we accepted that. What does he mean, things are different now? The fact that they're doing long distance. Emily Henry's got a thing against long distance. In this book here, I mean, personally, I would never do long distance, but in this book here, it's like, long distance never works. And then they did long distance, it hasn't worked. Well, I mean, they're probably gonna get together at the end. Second chance romance, what do you expect? So imagine if I'm 29, right? And some guy I've been with since I was 19. I heard apparently that there's the guy you meet at 19 will either make or break you. I have until February. We were kids when we got together and things different now. It's time we accepted that. I'd be like, what do you mean? And then he has the audacity to be like, can we wait to tell everyone just a little while? This man is already getting on my nerves. Remember when I said I didn't know I could feel the chemistry in this book? I can feel the chemistry. Why'd they break up? It says we do the same thing every year because they have an itinerary for the week. This means they're going to be doing, that means they're going to be doing activities for the very last time. Is this book going to be sad? Why is it called Happy Place? I'm kidding. I know why it's called Happy Place. It's because the beach house is the happy place. There is something about beach houses. Things are gonna be messy. And I couldn't want him because my best friend did. Because he'd become an important part of Sabrina and Claire's lives. And I wouldn't mess that up. I just realized real life is called real life and in the past it's called Happy Place. So somehow it's 4 in the morning. I actually haven't read anything. And no, I will not be sleeping because last night I had a terrible dream. If my brain wants to keep making me dream all these really terrible things, I'm just not gonna sleep. I'm reading it a lot faster than book lovers. So you make a mention of this stand-up paddle mat that they can do yoga on. I want that. Okay, I'm gonna go back to reading.
He's become my best friend the way the others did, bit by bit, sand passing through an hourglass so slowly it's impossible to pin down the moment it happens, when suddenly more of my heart belongs to him than it doesn't, and I know I'll never get a single grain back.
Her name is Harriet, right?
If you look down there to those books there, Geek Girl, the main girl's name is Harriet in there, And it has... Actually, isn't this movie based on the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue?
That's right there.
That's not the point. Like, do we see this? I will not be watching this. From what I remember, she was the biggest I'm Not Like Other Girls literally in the entire world. Also, we have to go back a bit because this book, alright, one of them writes literally doorstop novels and the other writes romance, and it's set in Michigan. Beach Read! This is the characters from Beach Read. I like the fact that, you know, it's set in the same world, even though, you know, they're never gonna meet. Also, if you're wondering, I ended up getting about 2 hours of sleep. So that's good. I'm not running on no sleep. I'm 118 pages in. I am loving this book. Win and what's her name? Harriet. I literally just said her name was Harriet. I literally just showed you a book where the main character's name was Harriet, and I had the audacity to be like, what's her name again? They're like together in this situation. They're kind of trapped together. And I don't understand. Someone said something to him about her. Someone said something about him about her. But I swear the reason why he broke up a 10-year relationship was because it better not be something like he was feeling bad or not being good enough for her. It better not be that. Or it better not be because someone lied and was like, she doesn't love you. Or do not ruin this for her. I will riot, okay? Because 10 years is a long time to be with someone. Oh yeah, I should probably get back reading this. We're kind of in an intense scene at the moment. I thought I made you just by wishing. Why can't you see that? I like how the happy place is just the flashbacks and her time that she spends with him, because her happy place is just him. We've also gotten a few little crumbs about maybe like why he broke it off. Yeah, I feel like they need to have a deep conversation. So this is what a lobster roll is. I actually am obsessed with this and the way that like the waves sound. This is what I have been listening to because I'm trying to trick myself into pretending I'm on a beach. I'll have you know that I'm like basically halfway through the book. You know when people would talk about like I don't know, I feel like this book is gonna be 5 stars. I love it. I love it so much. And yes, there are parts that I'm getting kind of annoyed at. Honestly, it's not even bothering me as much as I initially thought it would, the fact that they're not together. And we don't know why, because there's something that's happened, but we don't really know what's going on, right? And I like the portrayal of friendship in this, because after 10 years, you know, there is some tension with the friendships, and I don't know, there's just all the characters, I'm just so invested in each of their lives, which I'm so thankful for, because I feel like sometimes in romances the main characters are the only ones that get interesting storylines and the side characters are just there to drive the plot along. They don't really have like more importance than that. But I think this book could be a 5 star. If not a 5 star, it's going to be like a 4.75 unless something happens in the second half of the book, which I'm like, oh, that is getting dragged down. I just can't see it happening. There is just something about this book. I want a friend group. I love their adventures, and okay, they haven't actually really been to a beach yet, but the cover gives summer. The last scene of them together was literally them in the movie theaters because it was storming, but I am loving this book so much, and the lines are so beautiful. It makes me feel a little bit sick thinking about how long this book was just sitting with my other and unread books. Like, are you actually kidding me? This book is incredible. I love this book so much. I love the storylines. I love everything about this. I'm actually in love with Win. In every universe, it's you for me, even if it's not me for you. Stop it. Stop it. How did they end up breaking up? How can he say that to her and then dump her? How can he do such a thing? It doesn't matter how busy life's been, how long the 5 of us have gone without seeing one another. Meeting at the cottage is like putting on a favourite sweatshirt worn to perfection. Time doesn't move the same way when we're there. This book, I swear, I love this. Things change, but we stretch and grow and make room for one another. Our love is a place we can always come back to, and it will be waiting the same as it ever was. You belong here. Actually, shut up. Wherever the wind takes us, I have been saying that since I was about 14 years old, consistently to every single person, to possibly every single situation. I feel as though we are at the part where things go terribly wrong. Oh, her mom definitely talked to him. Do you see this? The mom says that she can't see him making her happy, and all he's done the entire book has been like, are you happy? Are you happy? Like a little seagull. Oh, she definitely talked to him. No, it better not be that. That trope has been so overdone. No. Did you see that bird there? Oh, no, that's actually terrifying. I'm actually terrified of birds. What do you think of Birds?
I actually changed my mind. It's not gonna be 5 stars. Like, that much left to go.
See? That's what I was saying. We're exactly who you're supposed to come to when you feel like that. Yes, see? I was right. And they all agree with me.
Yeah, this book is not gonna be a 5 star. It's gonna be like a 4.5, I think. It was still really good, but like, I have this much left to go. I'm to chapter 32. Yeah.
I asked myself again and again why I didn't tell him C. Okay, I guess my initial assumptions were correct.
I have some exciting news about this book. So, I'm up to chapter 33, and things are getting very tense. Things are breaking down in friendships, there's fighting, there's drama. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to an audiobook for the last part. I could not find it anywhere. So I finally caved and I got Spotify Premium. I have wanted to get Spotify Premium since I was 14 years old. But I just kept being like, no, well, I can't deal with ads anymore. When I'm trying to listen and there's a stupid ad and I can't skip it, or when it's a song I don't listen to it and I can't skip it. So I finally got Spotify Premium, and I could have got the student one because it's like $7 a month when the real one is like $14 a month, but the student one, you don't get the 15 hours of audiobook, so I wanted that, so I'm just gonna cough up the extra $7. I finally found where I am. Track 35, this is very exciting. I might not listen to all of it. I feel like for the ending part I will read it myself, but just to get me over this kind of really awkwardness. Basically, I have a free month and then I can cancel. I'm not going to cancel because once I go here, I will never go back. Because, I mean, I use Spotify every single day. So, it's like $3.20 a week, basically. So, it's worth it. I went through all that drama with the audiobook and getting Spotify Premium, and I'm just back to reading it because I don't want to listen to it. I will be rereading this. So I'm gonna start this. I already started reading this book at the start of the year, but I'm just gonna restart. It's about Poppy and Alex. So I'm up to chapter 5 in You and Me on Vacation, or the American version, which is People We Meet on Vacation. Something about this edition is that the pages are thinner. Like, the actual, like, the thickness of the pages themselves is thinner than Happy Place and Book Lovers. This book is set in New York, as described when she's out the window and she says that she can smell garbage and pizza. What I have realized with this book is that I love Emily Henry. I do. I love, you know, Book Lovers was good. Happy Place was great. I'm enjoying this. The guy is different to the sort of normal male main characters that we're typically used to. But I'm a little bit upset that it took me this long to read her books, because I started with Beach Read at the start of the year, and as soon as this book is done, I have one book left, which is Funny Story. I got the science edition. I think there are some very funny lines in this book. I'm only on chapter 5, but some funny lines. It is kind of past, present, well, we're seeing what it's like in the past to now at like different time points, because normally past and present, it just follows the same timeline, so the time in the past and it's just consecutive. Well, this is jumping around a bit, I think, judging by the back. But I am thoroughly enjoying it. I'm very interested in the past. I'm very interested in what happened between them, because she's from Ohio. And do you remember when there was that thing, the way the characters speak to each other, the dialogue between all the characters, I've noticed is very like, it's very sarcastic, and that's kind of, I think, a staple in all of her books. What I've noticed. I got Spotify Premium last night. I can never go back. The audiobook was very helpful. At work today on my lunch break, I was listening to this. Alex and Poppy, they have, in the past, they had this really close friendship. I will never be with a guy who's got that close a friendship with a girl, to the point where like she pees while he's still on the phone. And she says that she loves chain restaurants. She loves because they're predictable. I swear there was someone, I swear it was Nora in Book Lovers, said that she liked chain restaurants because it was the same older sister. He also hates covers of songs. Honestly, I agree. Sometimes I hear songs and they butcher it, or they make it some like weird. Have you heard the song? It's like the Dancing on My Own song by Sam Smith. Well, there's this new one and it's always playing this like poppy upbeat song with like some beat in the background, and I'm just like, oh, you botched the song. I'd much rather just listen to the original. And Heaven by Bryan Adams, the song which is sung by the girl, is horrendous. It's awful. And I don't know how, like, ew, just play the original, like, please, no. Oh, and another thing that I don't like either is, I'm coming off to be a hater in this video, but something I don't like is, yeah, when people talk about their cars as if they're girls. I knew a guy and he'd post his car like it was his girlfriend. I love theme parties, and she's like, are you stalking me? And he's like, why would you say something like that? That reminds me of something. So I was in this, oh my, I can't believe I'm telling this. Okay, it was kind of mortifying, but I was in this thing at, there's a medical show on there. We had to be like getting to know each other. And we had to like answer like a whole bunch, there's some prompt questions saying like, you know, some questions we could ask, or some things we could say about ourselves, like, you know, where we were from, this. And there's this one guy in the group, and he just kept asking, like, it was a small little group, I think it was like 4 or 5 of us, but he just kept asking. His first question was always like, so where do you live, like, where are you from? And first of all, it was like, where do you live now? And then it's like, where are you from? And so I made a joke, and I was like, oh, so you're a stalker. Okay, to be fair, like, I was just wondering, like, why does he keep... It was a joke, by the way. And he looked at me, and he was horrified. He was actually just like, no, I'm not a stalker. What? I'm not a stalker. I'm not a stalker. And I was like, okay, I was like, I'm kidding. It's a joke. Like, it's just, you keep asking everyone where they live, and then where they're from. It was a joke. I've done some research, and I don't think there's any difference between this one and Beach Read. I mean, when we're talking about, I don't think there's any difference between this one and People We Meet on Vacation. I think it's literally just a case of changing the name, like the Philosopher's Stone and the Sorcerer's Stone, you know? Alright, I'm glad we cleared that up, and I will update you when I get any further into the story. OMG, this is the start of the travel journey. Okay, I'm changing that. I'm finally going to change my wallpaper. I'll let you know when I pick. Santorini?
That's where her boss wanted her to go. I feel like this is summary, giving this vibe.
In these books, there's always someone who smokes weed.
Julian! Really? I said, that bad? It depends. Do you want more than one?
I also keep cringing every single time his puppy dog sad face is mentioned. I thought this at the start, but them having alter egos or like pretending not to know each other is kind of giving that one Christmas movie. I can't remember what it's called, but it's where the beginning starts off with them pretending not to know each other, like it does in this book, and I can't remember which movie it is. She mentioned Marilyn Monroe's voice in a different book. I don't remember which one. I think it was Happy Place. And I swear Stephen King always gets brought up. Like in Happy Place, one of the friends was obsessed with horror, and I'm pretty sure in Book Lovers, it was like a bookshelf had his books on it. She only has 3 showers a week. I'm up to chapter 29. I like them better as friends. I don't know, I don't see the chemistry between them. It was just the balcony scene, and I was just like, everything's moving really fast, like, I don't know. It's halftime in Origin, so I have some time to talk about this. Give you really quick updates. I accidentally ruined my, my bookmark thing. Tassels were ruined. I had to attach that all myself. It was quite a mess, really, but let me give you my updates. I'm just reading it now, not listening to audiobook anymore, but there's a few things I want to talk about. What I don't understand is that they were in a hotel room and they were complaining about how hot it was, but then also the guy, when he got out of the shower, it was like steam from the shower, meaning he had a hot shower. As someone, literally at the start of this year, summer, so hot, no aircon was working, what I did was I just had a really cold shower. Trust me, you have a freezing shower and you will be set. So they were complaining about how hot it was, but also she only showers 3 times a week, so it was probably not going to be in her schedule to have a nice cold shower. Personally for me, I'm going to shower once a day at least. My opinion so far about the book is that this one is, okay, I think I told you this before, but like I'm not really feeling their chemistry. Like my favorite one so far is Happy Place,
And honestly, Beach Read, I can't even rank Beach Read because it's just, I read it at a different time. I read it at the start of this year. And like I said, I read it when I was like on the beach, even though like it's not even a beach book. Like, did they even go to the, yeah, they go to the beach like once in the book. It's like not like a beachy read. The point they're making with that one is that like, it's just a different, I can't rank it because also I'm starting to notice so many different little things and things that she includes in her books that are just like little things that she includes in all of them. And they can just be so random, and I don't know, and I can't talk about Beach Read because I don't have that kind of knowledge. I'm not like, oh, this was mentioned in this one, you know what I'm saying? Also, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be my last book because I want to get this video out sometime for you. But like I said, it's Origin, and it's currently half time. Basically, she got injured, and then she was like, do I have slow loris hands? I just want to show you what a slow loris is, because the only reason why I know what it is because it's so cute. I'm gonna show it to you. Okay, well, it's cute, but it's also a little bit scary. I feel like there was one of these in Sing, too. Why do I always talk about Sing? Yeah, it was in Sing. It was in Sing, too. See, I just feel like I shouldn't know this. And also, ignore how dirty my screen is. I did actually wipe it down last night, but... okay, maybe like last week. See, this is very exciting. I think I'm gonna try to finish this once Origin is over. Honestly, the people we meet on vacation is so, like, the cover is so much prettier, and also the title is so much better. Like, You and Me on Vacation sounds terrible. People we meet on vacation sounds so much better. And also, if I can find it cheap, there's a few books where if I can find them cheap or like at a secondhand shop or something, and it's just kind of it happens upon chance that I stumble upon them, I will get them. The first one is the second book in the Inheritance Games in the American cover, because I have the UK one and my other ones are the American ones. I don't want to talk about it. First world problems, I know, but also it kind of annoys me, but I'm trying really hard not to care. But the blue one is the better one. But also, okay, if I stumble upon the blue one somewhere, I'm gonna buy it. Same as if I find People We Meet on Vacation. If I actually find that, oh no, this is the trip. This is the one. I have some exciting news. I finished this book last night, meaning this is the end of the challenge. Well, I suppose I could be sad. At some point, I will be reading Funny Story by Emily Henry. So stay tuned for that, because I will be reading that. But it does make me a little bit sad. That's the last book of hers that I'm going to read, because I'm, at this point, no. I mean, like, at this point in time, because I'm not going to read her YA ones. I've got no interest in any of that. These are the books by hers that I wanted to read were Beach Read, Book Lovers, People We Meet on Vacation, and Happy Place, and Funny Story. And I've read 4 of them, so I've got 1 more left to go out of those ones until she makes a new one. And she is an author. That is what this challenge showed me. Even the books that I like didn't love the most from her, which was this one and Book Lovers, I still thoroughly enjoyed. Like, it wasn't a chore for me to read. Okay, there were some parts of Book Lovers where I was just like, come on now, back to the point of this little segment. I like the link between the past and present. So for example, in the past, Alex's current girlfriend at that time is like, you know, Alex, he hates holding hands. And Alex is like, yeah, because you know, you're holding hands and then your palms get sweaty and it's just inconvenient. But in the future, they hold hands. So Poppy and Alex hold hands. I liked those little moments. And there were quite a lot of them because I'm extremely aware that they were very intentional, but I did like that little part. I also do think I see a link between them. Remember when I was saying, like, I just couldn't see the link between them? That was because we didn't see that much of the past. But when everything kind of lined up, I think I see it. But I do just really love them as friends. And I don't know why, part of me's just, I really love them as friends. And I don't know. I feel like there is a missing puzzle piece. And I feel like I've done the entire puzzle, which is reading this entire book. And I'm looking at it. And there's just one piece missing. Maybe a few little pieces missing. And I don't know what they are, and I can't find them, and I don't know what they are. And that's how I feel about this book. Just because, I don't know, that's them on the front cover. For people who have been friends for so many years, they had not the best communication skills. And I feel like that's the same in Happy Place. They've been, you know, friends for so long, they've been together for so long, and the communication skills just weren't really there. I'm not going to rate this book. And I'm not going to rate Book Lovers either. There were a few cringy scenes. So, for example, the way, you know, it was just very quirky. You know, the way that she would pose, his, like, sad puppy dog face that he would make. I was like, normally in romance books, the guy is like, oh, like an NHL player. No, he is just like a teacher. So good on him for being a teacher. The world needs more teachers, okay? So good on him for doing that. But he was just like very normal. He was a perfectionist though. He liked to be very clean. He had a very strict exercise regime. There was a few relatable things I want to talk about. My favorite thing about this book was when there was, Puppy was having a really nice time, and she said that she was experiencing the moment, but she was also missing it already at the same time. And I don't know how to stop. Someone told me how to stop that feeling, because I'll be in a situation with my friends, and before it's even over, I'll be sitting there like, this is gonna be over soon. This moment's never gonna happen again, and I'm gonna miss this, and whatever. And it's just like, can you just appreciate? And I'm just like to myself, can we just please appreciate the moment and stop thinking about when it's gonna be over? There's a scene where she meets this dude named Jason Stanley. Now, if you've read the book, you'll know. Basically, he was her like middle school. Basically, he ruined her entire life. Like, okay, that's a bit dramatic, but he negatively affected her life for so many years, and things that he said. And there was this particular scene, and it reminded me a teensy bit of Zootopia, when Judy sees that fox again and he apologizes. That is what it kind of reminded me a little bit of. There's also this guy called Bernard in this book, which he went with them on the Croatia trip. He was just like this older man. And I don't know why, but I was fully expecting him to show up at some point later in the book. And he just didn't, but I was expecting he would. I thought, maybe he needed to show up, and then that can be like, because Croatia was a trip where everything went down. So I was like, maybe he needs to show up, and like, he didn't. But I was like, I feel like maybe he should have. I think this was cute. Still thinking about the puzzle, and there's just a few pieces missing. So I was listening to the sort of end part, just because, and I was playing my little games, Clash of Clans. I was just listening to it, and then out of nowhere, it was just like, epilogue? And I was like, whoa. Because the words of the chapters were ticking by, but I don't know, the ending, it was like that. And I don't know if it's just because I was aware the story was coming to a close. I feel like the ending was cute. I did, and I liked how the ending happened. I like what happened at the end. I feel like some parts were a little bit clunky. I feel like I definitely would like to reread this book at some point, maybe in the summer, maybe next year, don't know. Literally, I'm sure if I go like this, sand will come out of it. I like this. Next we have Happy Place. I love this. Would I read this again? Yeah, I feel like I would. Book lovers? Yeah. This book got me into the Emily Henry mindset and ready to read her books, so I thank it for that. It was alright as well. I like the setting. Let me have a funny story. This is one I'm yet to read. Is it kind of annoying me, the size difference of the books? Not really, and let me explain why. Because, when a book first comes out, it's like really big compared to after it's been out for a while, and then, you know what I'm saying? Do you know why I don't care? Do I care? No, because it's signed. And honestly, when I got this, I did not appreciate it as much as I do now, because now I've read these 4 books. I'm so happy that I've got this signed. I'm like, I could cry. I'd cry because I love her. Emily Henry, I love Emily Henry. I love her writing. I love her storylines. The random little things that you would miss if you didn't read them back to back to back like I did. Also, something I talk about at the start. These pages in this book, it's thinner than in all the other ones. So I don't know what it is about this one, but like I also feel like the cover is as well, because why is it all bent already? I did that. I just put my phone in it, but like the pages are so much more thinner than like all the other ones. So I don't know what's up with that. These books actually look really cute together. Let's do a little ranking so far. I can't rank Funny Story, but Happy Place, favorite. I'm gonna have to go with Beach Read, my second favorite. From just my memory. I read this in an idealistic setting as well. So, first, second. These ones are gonna tie third. Actually, I changed my mind. Book Lovers is going in third, and People We Meet on Vacation is getting a participation award. Okay, the thing about You and Me on Vacation is I read it after Happy Place, which I feel like was not very nice to it, because obviously I'm not gonna love it as much. And also I read Book Lovers first when I was really pumped and excited for this, and I just wanted to read all her books and I was really excited about it. So, thank you for watching. I will see you in my next one. At the end of the month, I will be doing a wrap up. So, you'll be able to see some more like concise thoughts I've had after I've said it. My hearing just started going. There's a beeping in my ears. You know, sometimes does that happen? When your hearing like goes kind of fuzzy and you hear this like beep. Also, you know, look, yesterday I thought I saw a ghost. I think I'm at the point where now I'm getting too tired because this has always happened. Don't even stress, but sometimes when you like are overtired, like you haven't slept at all, you start like kind of seeing things. I thought I saw a woman in a white dress in my lounge room, standing on the couch over all my stuff, where like my phone was, my iPad was, my books were, my bookmarks were. Tiredness is taking over me. Anyways, yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.